Yeah, there it is. Another cornerback for the Philadelphia Eagles hits free agency and signs with another team right now. Not a sign that everybody is going to cry about, but that's another corner that's gone, and the depth is not looking that great there. We're going to be talking about the safety position, and are the Eagles still interested in signing a bridge safety? Because there has been no rumblings of anything since the Justin Reed news went down. And we're going to be talking about the running back position too, because A.J. Dillon could really transform this, back end of this running back core as the 1-2 punch if he could stay healthy in this offseason program. So a lot to talk about here. So let's get straight into it.
A killer buried, but not dead.
Darren, we better turn around. Because I've seen enough horror movies to know any weirdo wearing a mask is never friendly.
Yo, what is going on, guys? Everyone's having a fantastic day today. I can't talk today. This video is sponsored by BetUS, so definitely go check them out if you guys have not. So we're going to start off with the first bit of news. As of right now, Avonte Maddox is gone. Big Toe is gone. Mr. Glass is gone. Whatever nickname you have for him, he is gone. He signed a 1-year deal with the Detroit Lions. Don't know how much it is, but probably end up getting a little bit extra money, maybe. Just a little tiny bit, probably not much. Got a little bit of a increase in his payday in this contract because he did win a Super Bowl with the Philadelphia Eagles. I think Avonte Maddox, for the 6-7 years he's been here with the Eagles, obviously, and made that one big play in the Super Bowl, which was great. Okay. So now we come down to another cornerback being gone. The number 2 cornerback spot, we seem that it's going to be a competition between Keely Ringo and Adoree Jackson, and that inside corner spot, it just seems like there's no depth, okay? Just remember, when Cooper DeJean was out for a couple plays, or anytime DeJean needed to take a rest for a play or had to go out for a minute, quarterbacks would always aim at Avonte Maddox's guy. They would always go to Avonte Maddox almost every single time because he's just a big weakness, okay? Until Cooper DeJean got in there week 4, week 5 as the pure starter at that inside corner spot, then, man, this defense really started to change, especially the post-bye week as it really did, okay? But Avonte Maddox really has been our backup safety to a certain extent very early in the season, and then they kind of switched him out as the backup inside cornerback. But the problem was, DeJean was the only guy who could play inside, okay? Quinyon Mitchell was the only one that played inside during training camp last year as a rookie and then switched to the outside when Isaiah Rodgers messed up his hand before the first game, and thank God they came to their senses with that. I understand they want to put Isaiah Rodgers on the field because he's a legit starting cornerback, but Keely Ringo couldn't play the inside. And Maddox really can't play the inside at all. Eli Ricks can't play the inside. So you really didn't have many cornerbacks. You had probably 1 corner, 2 corners on this roster, which pretty much were your 2 rookies that could play on the inside. Okay. Thank God Cooper DeJean stayed healthy. But what if, there might be a time where DeJean can't stay healthy for a game. Maybe he's out a couple games or something like that. You got to have a backup plan there. Okay. And you're not moving Quinyon, and obviously don't know what they're doing with that cornerback 2 spot. But like I said, it seems like there will be a competition with Adoree Jackson, Keely Ringo, if that's going to be the case. But they need to get a hybrid guy in there, at least in the mid rounds in this draft, whether it's a safety with corner background, a corner with safety background, somebody that's going to be good at that inside spot, a Malachi Moore or something like that on the second day would probably be good fitting for this defense, okay? Because I don't want inside corner to become a big weakness and we're really relying on one guy. We don't even know if they're going to move Cooper DeJean to another position. Doesn't seem like it, but you never know with this coaching staff, and maybe they make some changes, they make the switch, something like that. We'll see what happens. So because, you put Cooper DeJean to the outside and you still have a weakness at that inside corner spot, all offenses are going to do is move their wide receiver 1 in the slot, and boom, we're back to square one where we start all over again. We don't want to repeat that and get back in that situation. So we'll see what happens. I didn't know if they're going to bring Avonte Maddox back. I was hoping they weren't going to, but since he is gone now, the depth is... Cornerback, it's not looking good when it comes to depth. It's not as strong as it was. Still in the early process. We still have a draft, so we'll see what happens. Now, I want to go to the safety position because, the Eagles still hasn't signed a bridge safety. Even after the trade of Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, they were still in the safety market, and they were going to sign Justin Reed. Justin Reed, is going to try to lie to you, but, he took the money. Okay. Justin Reed even talked about the Eagles just had some cap situation. Obviously they couldn't give him probably whatever he wanted. He signed more money with the Saints. I know the Titans were involved as well, but he was very close to signing with the Eagles, almost switched sides from the Kansas City Chiefs to the Philadelphia Eagles within one Super Bowl 1 year. And it seemed like the Eagles still had interest. And so far, there's other, free agent safeties that are out there for these 1-year deals just to rent for the year. Like, obviously, Justin Reed is gone, but, Blackman is still out there. Justin Simmons, Marcus Williams. There are some bridge safeties still out there. There's Eagle fans that don't mind signing a bridge safety, hit another position the first couple rounds. Or, you don't sign a bridge safety and boom, Malachi Starks, you're in Philadelphia. Because I feel like as pass rushers, edge rushers, DTs are going to go early to the late teens to the early 20s. And I feel like the Eagles will have the pick of the litter when it comes to safety. And safety is a deep position this year. So I think this is the perfect draft for them, as well as the needs that they really need for specific positions here. So I've heard no rumblings of any type of bridge safety coming to Philadelphia. Maybe they thought Justin Reed was going to be the only guy that, they could sign. That's a legit starting safety in this league and is a nice, all you need really is a nice role-playing safety that plays well with a really good defense around him. Okay, that's what you need. You need like that bridge type guy that's just here for the year. It's going to be cheap. I don't even care if it's an older guy at this point. But for me, I'm getting so used to the youth turnover. I really want that youth turnover. But if the bridge safety is signed, I would be big on DT. I would be big on edge. I would be big on linebacker. And I would be big on offensive line because the Eagles' 4 pre-draft visits, the first 4 have been offensive linemen. And that's where, I'm kind of like, okay, well, you got to look at who they bring in first, like who they really want to bring in on pre-draft visits early and get them in the building and, and get to know these guys. And it's all been offensive linemen so far. It's all been offensive linemen like crazy. So the safety position, I think, is really going to designate whether they get a bridge safety or not. It's really going to designate where they're going in this draft. Where they're going, 100%. So we'll see what happens with it, but it's going to be really interesting. Now, the last thing I want to talk about is A.J. Dillon and obviously this running back core because it has changed, okay? We know that Kenneth Gainwell signed a 1-year deal, I think, with the Pittsburgh Steelers, right? And, we agree, we appreciate everything that Gainwell has done. I still don't get why they put him in 2-minute offense at times because you should always put your best players in when it comes to 2-minute offense, especially if, you have a chance to score before, right at the end of the half, and then you get the ball back and then you can score again. So I've always didn't really get that too much, but having A.J. Dillon, having a bruiser back, not only a bruiser back, but a guy that could catch the ball out of the backfield as well as a receiving back, I think he's great. And if you actually pass to him and dump the ball off him in open space, he packs a punch. Okay, on 3rd and shorts, 2nd and shorts. I mean, A.J. Dillon, look, you want to take the load off Saquon Barkley. I think you have a really good back in A.J. Dillon. And obviously a very cheap signing for the Eagles because A.J. Dillon, is coming off of a crucial neck injury last year. His last snap in the game was, I think, December 23rd of 2023. And, it's been a long time. I mean, you have another back, the quad father, whatever the hell he's called, because both these guys have big lower bodies. I mean, I've missed having a big back since LeGarrette Blount. And when the Eagles signed Rashad Penny, they did nothing with him. So this is a really big opportunity here where you have you have a back that can do everything in Saquon Barkley, and then you can take the load off him and give it to A.J. Dillon that's going to pack a punch. And then you got Will Shipley that I think could do almost anything too, but I think as a pure dual threat, I think Will Shipley is going to be very dangerous in the receiving game. He just needs to, probably run a little bit more because it seems like he's out of breath on one handoff. He's got to get a little bit little bit more in shape with another offseason under his belt. I think he'll be a lot better. I'm not really sure if the Eagles are going to bring in more. I mean, they'll bring in more bodies. Obviously, you have guys on the practice squad. You have guys that are just bodies coming in for OTAs or in training camp and things like that. So you need bodies that way. But when it comes to the active roster, do they actually keep 3 running backs going to the regular season? I'm not really sure, because at the end of the day, A.J. Dillon is playing for himself like every other free agent sign the Eagles have signed. Guys to 26, 27 years old type guys that are betting on themselves. And, you know, the Eagles are not putting any more money in this running back core the next few years. A.J. Dillon is just working for a contract to go to another team, and that's it. He's leaving Philadelphia after this year. I want to see Will Shipley really take a big step and just his craft, and, you know, see what they do there, because I think it's going to be I think it's exciting. I think you have 3 very big, diverse backs that do well over different things. Just like when you had, when you had Corey Clement, and you had Jay Ajayi, and you had Kenyon Barner, and LeGarrette Blount. I mean, I thought those were 4 very diverse backs that you had in that 17 season. And I don't know. I just miss having a Jordan Howard, a type running back that could tire out defenses. So if Saquon's not in there, you could tire out defenses with A.J. Dillon. And there's just so many weapons on the field at this point. You know, I think A.J. Dillon's going to have a field day, and he just has to make it out of camp healthy. That's what it comes down to. I know he's cleared with his neck. He's fine, but, you know, things always happen. So you never know. The Eagles' backup plan is going to be Will Shipley, but I don't want Will Shipley to sit out. I don't want Will Shipley to sit out for another year. So I hope he gets a lot of reps in this offseason program. I think we should be really happy, because I didn't really see this A.J. Dillon signing or a free agent signing at running back really coming. To be honest with you. But I guess they wanted some experience in the room behind Saquon to take care of the load and depend on another guy that you don't have to depend on a second-year type guy. But I hope Will Shipley does get his opportunity. So that is the news on the running backs as of right now. My thoughts on it, you guys let me know in the comment section below. How do you feel about Avonte Maddox, and how do you feel about the depth at corner right now, especially cornerback 2? Is there a competition? Will they move DeJean? What do you think is going to happen by the end of the draft, and what this cornerback room is going to look like? And how do you guys feel about the safety position as of right now? No bridge safety signed since the Eagles had interest in Justin Reed, and are they pretty much done saying, yeah, first round it's going to be safety? You guys let me know in the comment section below, and make sure you subscribe to the channel, because it helps out tremendously, and make sure you like the video, because it helps out tremendously as well. You guys have a fantastic day, and I will see you guys on the next one. Shakes, what up, Follow Slide. Peace out, guys. Peace.